Hey guys, I'm Dr. Noobsauce, and this is my third time doing this review. Freaking shoot me in the face. Now the reason why this is the third time doing a review is because I forgot to have the audio on my last one, and the one before that. I shot a whole bunch of reviews of this pipe and the lounge style, and I totally forgot to put the audio on. So, yeah, it's on now. Alright, so to get into this, I've been super lucky. This is a sponsored video by ATH. Now, this is Adalya's attempt at making a new hookah, a different hookah to the market, something we maybe are familiar with as a traditional style, but with a modern take on it. So it's modular, so it's super exciting. So shout out to them. They lent me these pipes. Full disclosure, none of these are mine. I have not bought these. They gave me the pipes to review, to check them out, see what they can do, what they can't do, what are the pros, what are the cons. And I've been lucky enough to be able to do that. Sit down here and share my knowledge with you guys. Now, I am super happy. They let me do this. They lent me the pipes for about, like, I don't know, almost a month now. I've been smoking them like every single day, which is awesome, but you have to do that in order to get a good grasp of the pipe. You gotta smoke it with different heads. How do they do with HMDs, different hoses? Do they work? Do they not work? Different water levels. What's the capabilities? All these things are questions that hopefully I can answer for you today. Now, here we go. Boom! Brass model. Yes, baby. Love this. I love everything about this thing as far as the aesthetics are concerned. It's so freaking cool. This is a centerpiece for anyone who wants that piece to show off, that, you know, that edict to throw out there and be like, yo, look what I have, look what I'm capable of doing, look what hookah is capable of doing. This is a piece of art, this thing, and I like it a lot. So let's break it down. Basically, the one thing that's going to catch your eye immediately is the bass. The bass, slapping the bass, man. This bass is amazing. It's I think it's a Czech, handmade, hand blown. Every little etch in here is basically done by hand. They have a video on their own Instagram, so you can go check it out. ATH Tobacco, I think, or something like that. ATH on Instagram. Check it out. They have an awesome video on how they blow the glass, and how they basically, someone just stands there with the 24 karat gold and engraves all these different things into it. I think it is a beautiful piece. The glass alone would probably cost you 150 bucks. This is just from my experience of having buying like boho bases or Czech bases in the past. Super expensive. So what's really cool, yep, you saw it, no grommets, ladies and gentlemen. Basically a screw-in type design, which hits on a super good pro. It's screw in. You can grab it by the neck and carry it away. Con, it is a screw in. So if you break the base, guess what? This hookah is not going to be working. Oh, let me tighten this a little bit. Doesn't really jingle. That's the ball you hear. Not going to work on any of your other bases, buddy. So if you break this base, or you break it by accident, or crack it, or whatever happens, you're shit out of luck on that front. But that happens. That's something you come across with every type of hookah, such as a Hookah or a Maya screw-on base. You break the base, you're SOL. So unfortunately, that is a con. That is the first con that I have here. Pros, beautiful piece. It is amazing to look at. As you see up here, looks like the drum symbol. It's very nicely put together. Has an inner ring to hold any coals, instead of, so they don't roll off. It dips up, it tapers up at the end here, so you don't have to worry about any crazy coals, even though it does have a flat design, and it is pretty wide, so you won't have to worry about that. But everything comes off. Everything's modular. Downstem comes off. Has a new diffuser, which is seen to be the craze with a lot of hookahs these days. Built-in diffuser. No, gone are the days of the silicone diffusers and the hard plastics. Now hookahs are coming with the built-in diffuser. Con is that you see how it's closed here at the bottom, only comes out on the sides. So unlike something like a matte pear, will have a hole at the bottom to give you more of an open draw, this will be a little bit restricted due to the fact that the airflow has to go around the outside. It doesn't have an opening at the bottom to allow more airflow, which is, I guess it's good. It's traditional pipe. You expect a little bit of restriction out of it, even though it does have modern features. Like, it is modular, it does break down, everything comes apart. So if you do want to travel with this thing, you can break it down, put it in your bag, and be done with it. The pros are the aesthetic. I mean, this piece can be unrivaled by a lot of other hookahs on the market. I really like it. Con is that basically it's very hard to maintain. Like, water droplets, handprints, stuff like that. If you're like if you have an obsession with cleaning your hookahs, this bad boy is gonna drive you insane. But the fact that it is so beautiful, and it comes with a bunch of variety, a bunch of different styles. So I've seen this in red, I've seen it in green, I've seen it in a darker blue. I mean, the aesthetics alone of this glass paired with the brass style hookah, it makes something that most people who are collectors or most people who are super enthusiasts want to get their hands on. Now, it usually comes down to the price point. I don't have a price point for you right now, nor will I want to speak on it. But when they are released, this is something that I definitely think you should just check out as far as, hey, give it a look. Look at the aesthetics. Do they have something that's for you? Something in your price point, something in your ballpark? I would say do it. Now, besides it being modular, it has a couple of cool features. Now, you're gonna get your standard, you know, purge port. Purge port actually has 6 holes here, so the purge works really well. You know, really well with the style of hookah. Purge is fantastic. Now, we're gonna get to the hose port. Now, the hose port's gonna be a little bit different here. Now, the hose port's a little bit tapered, so finding that all different types of hookahs might not fit in it. But what will actually work. One second, let me get the hose. The magic of editing. Now that I have the hose, now this hose does not necessarily come with the hookah as far as I'm concerned. I think it's another purchase you can have. It's not gonna be too pricey. So this is an old school Turkish hose, something that I've been clamoring for a long time. I love Turkish hoses, but the problem with Turkish hoses is that the male port that goes into the female is always so freaking massive. I've yet to see a modern take on it. So this is the modern take. So this comes with brass pieces that can screw off, which is much appreciated, especially if you like to clean your hookah really regularly, like your brass. Like if you have something like a copper model hookah pipe, like one that's behind me, it's very hard to maintain. So in order not to damage the wood finish with any type of cleaning product, they made it so you can actually take the nubs off the ends and clean them as you see fit. Now, to get back to the hose and how it works in the hookah, basically it just goes in grommetless, boom, you're good to go. Now, obviously it will come out if you pull it straight up, but if you have any room like this, if you pull it, really good tension in there, no air leakage. I found that this design is actually something I really like and something I've really come to appreciate out of other hookahs that do it either with a magnet or have something else, like kind of like, you know, have the port go right inside and doesn't need. So this is nothing new, but it's much appreciated when you're taking a traditional pipe and you're adding modern features to it. That is the brass model, but you're probably wondering, man, that's gonna run me a pretty penny. Yes, it looks expensive and it is expensive. That glass is nothing to joke about. But if you want something a little bit that will probably be more in your price point, but you want like the same style, whooshing! That's right, they have a stainless steel model. Same thing. Everything is basically the same here, has the same screw on. The difference is that the bases are a little bit different. They're going to offer you a different variety of bases. Now you're probably wondering, Noob Sauce, can't I just switch the bases? Yes, you can. You can switch the bases if you wanted to, which they look drastically different, I'll tell you. And I don't think the camera does it justice in any sense of the word. But the problem that I came across, and I'm not really sure if it's a problem or maybe it's, you know, has to do with the screw-in type mechanism, is that the stainless steel, when putting it on the brass style bases, the BA collection bases, there is a little tiny gap. Does it fit? Yes, it fits. Does it fit correctly? No, it does not. And that is kind of a bummer. But, I mean, I'll show you right here real quick. Let's take this out. Boom, gone. So we're going to put the stainless steel on. Now, you see right away, there's a little bit of wiggle. That gave me the notion that I was cross-threading. It didn't fit right. It didn't sit right. But once you get it centered, you see how it like kind of like skips a little bit? You can get it centered with a little bit of pressure, very gently, because I'm not trying to cross thread this and get yelled at by Adalya, but I do want to make the point, it does fit. There is going to be a seal. That is good. And the thing about the BA, the brass model, is that on all the brass model hookahs, around the stem of the base here, there is a little grommet. Now, I don't know if they made that little grommet just for the brass model to fit on better, because I feel like the heart on this is a little bit bigger, even though they look the same diameter wise. I'm not a scientist, not an expert, but it does seem a little bit different just by eyeing it. So if you look at here, boom, both necks, they look similar, look very similar, but the problem is that the BA model has the little washer on it and the stainless steel does not, which leads me to believe that there is a change in the overall style, in the overall threading, that something is different there. Now, if you look at the threads really quickly, I think the threads seem to be a little bit more finer on the BA, but that just could be the gold in the metal doing an optical illusion, and this one doesn't have the washer. Now, I don't know if I didn't get the washer because they didn't come with it or what the issue was, but I would not recommend putting the stainless steel pipe on the BA base here. I wouldn't do it. Doesn't fit right, doesn't feel right, but can it work? Yes. Now, the stainless steel is also a lot lighter, which is awesome for a lot of different reasons. You don't want to be carrying around because the BA is heavy by itself. Now you add a bunch of water, thank God it's a screw-in type, because I'll tell you what, your friends come over, that you might kiss that base bye-bye if it had a standard grommet, and that would make me super worried, especially if you're paying upwards maybe in the $400 range or whatever. You don't want your friends breaking your base, believe me. Now, the stainless steel model, which I really like, it feels sleeker. It has a different neck now. This is not to say that the neck can't look like this one, because I have seen a neck for the stainless steel that looks like the brass model. They have 5 different models for all of their line of hookahs right now, which is really cool. So if you don't like this one, you can get a different one. You can. There's so many different ones that I think they look so dope. There's something different. Unlike some other stainless steel hookahs that are out there that only come with maybe one style but different bases, this one has 5 opposed to 2, opposed to 3, opposed to 4. Now, there's no differences in the way any of these hookahs smoke. They all smoke the same, they're all designed the same. Now, the difference comes in aesthetics. Obviously, this is stainless steel, has all the same features as the brass model. So I don't think there's any difference to tell this apart other than what would be the inevitable price point. Now, also, keep in mind, brass is very hard to freaking keep clean. That's one of the biggest cons for something like that. But when you buy something like that, you better be prepared for the maintenance, because with stainless steel, just wipe it off and keep on moving. Now, those are all the different, aspects of the BA collection and the stainless steel model. It's very similar, but there's a big difference as far as the cleaning and maintaining. I think I really like the fact that they did not make the downstem, they did not make it copper or brass or something like that, because that would be really pain to clean. They made it stainless steel, which is awesome. They both have diffusers. Little bit of restriction overall. I think overall the drawer of the hookah will be somewhere between a Regal and a matte pair. Won't be super open. Will be a little bit restricted, but not restricted like El Nefes or fucking Al Jamal or like a traditional type pipe. It offers you the traditional look with the modern take. Speaking of restriction, something that's really cool on all these pipes with the BA and the stainless steel, they come with a little tube that will be inside the lovely box that they give you. Now, inside the box, you're gonna see this extra metal piece. You might think it's a handle. It's not a handle. It goes in the upstem of the hookah, which is cool. And you're like, what does this do? It actually allows you to restrict the pipe. If you're a traditional smoker and you're buying a traditional pipe, or at least something that looks like a traditional pipe, and it has modern features, but you still want that restriction. You're used to smoking the El Nefes or the Al Jamal or the old school KMs, and you don't like the openness, you can restrict the pipe, which is something that hasn't really been seen before unless you have a diffuser that does so. The fact that ATH has allowed people to smoke the way they want to smoke, if you like it a little bit more open, you can do that. If you want a little bit more restriction, there's ways to do it. You can put the insert in, or you can raise the water level, which sometimes cannot be great because you end up with water in the hose. So I think the fact that they realize that you can't really make something more open, but you can make something more restricted, and they allow you to do that, speaks to the direction that ATH is going with their hookahs. They understand that people have different smoking preferences. They understand that they're making an old school pipe with modern features, it being modular and stainless steel. Something that maybe your traditional smokers aren't really accustomed to. It's kind of like this is the pipe. If you've been smoking on a traditional pipe for so long, this might be your pipe to transition to see other pipes out there because you're more familiar with this. That's basically it, man. I love what they've done with this pipe. They allow you to make it into a travel hookah now because it does break down, which is freaking great, especially for someone like me who travels all over the place, and I'm not leaving home without my hookah. I think that this could be something for you. I won't tell you to go out and buy it. I won't tell you to go out and not buy it, but I do want you to check it out. Do the research for yourself. This is just me giving you a little bit of tidbits here to understand the product that you're looking at and understand the product that you might potentially buy a little bit better rather than you get something and be disappointed with. Now, like always, like, share, please subscribe, comment down below if you think this hookah is something that you might like or something that you have questions about. I will be answering for, you know, the first 2-3 days that this video is up, or if I see the comment, I'll answer back. Don't feel you know, shy to write down in the comments if you think this hookah is something for you or not for you. But until next time, guys, happy smoking.